Right. Been a busy night, guys. Been a very, very busy night of action. Well, action of news. I mean, it's the wrestling community and the wrestling world has blown up tonight with the news of Stephanie McMahon resigning as CEO, well, co-CEO of WWE, and all the positions she had is she's done with that. She's basically done with WWE. I did a video of that before this video, so go watch that. So, and what I'm gonna get to in a minute about the WWE being sold. People are talking about it on various. Everybody that you know is basically talking about it right now on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, everywhere. So crazy. But anyways, welcome everybody to another video right here on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Thank you for watching. By the way, I'm Peter Gilmore, if you didn't know that by now, but now you do. Thanks for watching on this late Tuesday night. And you know what that means? 2 for Tuesday on your Taco Tuesday. By the way, Taco Cat spelled backwards is Taco Cat. So just want to point that out. But anyway, another 2 for Tuesday right here on the Peter Gilmore channel. Thank you for watching on this late Tuesday night. Like I said, January the 10th, 2023. Or if you're watching on the replay, January the 11th, 2023. You are already hit the almost about to hit the midpoint of January 2023 already. Crazy. It's crazy. This year is going to go right by like 2022. It did. But we still got a long way to go before we even hit the new year, 2024. And that's all I got to say about that. But thanks for watching here on the channel. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down there, dude, in the description box below. And as always, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, you can get out of here and go do something else. Get out of my channel, get out of my life, because you don't matter to me. But if you're real, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, stick it straight up Susan's you know what. And follow me on social media. Like I said, if you're real, if you're not, get out of here. Don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap that bell and basically treat it like it's the WWE, smack it around and treat it like it's your bitch. And turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. And if you do, well, too bad for you. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. That's it. So do it now. And if this is your first time watching, thanks for watching. And if you like the content, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button on this very channel, and give my other channels your love and support as well. And leave a comment or 2 or 3 or more. Don't spam my comments with like 6,000 comments, because I'm not, gonna have to, But if it's your first time watching, welcome to the party, pal, and I hope you enjoy the ride. It's gonna be a very bumpy one, but hopefully you strap in and all that other good shit. That's all I gotta say about that. All right. Anyway, all right. So on this late Tuesday night, like I said, January the 10th, 2023, or like I said, January the 11th, 2023, whenever you're watching this video, and wherever you're from. Hope you had a great Tuesday, everybody. And that's that. I'm not gonna go on with how my Tuesday went, even though it wasn't really that great because I wasn't feeling well the whole entire day. But pick myself up, and after I finish this video and edit it up a little bit, I'm gonna go to sleep because I gotta go to the doctor tomorrow, and I gotta work and go to the doctor tomorrow, so do all that good stuff tomorrow. And that's it. Enjoy my Wednesday and come home and do whatever I gotta do, and then watch Dynamite tomorrow. And that's pretty much it. Before I continue, big happy birthday shout out to Issa, the Demon Diva. Mia Moore. So that's all I gotta say about that. So happy birthday to Issa, the Demon Diva, who turns another year older. I'm not gonna say I don't even know how old she is. I personally don't care. but happy birthday to the Demon Diva. And that's all I gotta say about that. All right. So on this late Tuesday night, it is time for your late and out of date. Well, not late and out of date, but it's your late night NXT New Year's Evil review for January the 10th, 2023, from Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. All right, so before we get to the review, and by the way, the show stunk. The show was garbage, and it was really overshadowed by the news earlier in the day that Stephanie McMahon resigned and as co-CEO of the WWE. Just watch my video. I explained a little bit more about that, so check it out. Link is down below in the description box. So, it's not a great day for the WWE and some of their fans too, and some of the wrestlers are kind of nervous right now because now that Vince McMahon is back on the board of directors and just about to be back in a creative standpoint, that means Triple H go bye-bye too. There were rumors going on tonight that Triple H might be going as well, but maybe staying with the company as the the CCO or whatever the hell his title is. But there were a lot of things going on tonight that Vince, coming back and basically to sell the company and and maybe getting back on the creative team. Oh, that's not good for some wrestlers. But then we had the Stephanie McMahon thing, and there were heavy rumors that there was more big news, and big news that came out a couple hours ago was that the WWE has been sold officially. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but pretty much is confirmed. But WWE hasn't said anything yet, as far as I know. But WWE has been sold to Saudi Arabia. So those Arabs have bought the WWE. The Saudi, I think it was the Saudi Arabia PMI, I think it was called. So the WWE is gonna become a private company once again. Well, I don't think once again, but they bought it for about almost $7 million. I think the last check was $6.7 million, something like that. Basically, the Saudis, want to make the WWE global, and then they want to make it their own brand and stuff like that. But man, everybody on YouTube and Twitter, Twitter's blowing up. YouTube has been blowing up all night. People are doing like four-hour freaking streams talking about just Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia has bought the WWE for almost $7 million, and they're gonna make it a private company. So a lot of things are going to be changing. We don't know what's going to be changing so far, but there were talks that, like I said, Vince might go back into a creative role, which is not great. If we saw Raw, it looked like a Vince McMahon show. Tonight on NXT, I don't know what happened tonight. It just didn't really look good. The beginning was good, but then fell really flat on its behind. Especially that Grayson Waller Braun Breaker match with the ending of that match was just ridiculous. But I don't know what's going to happen with the WWE now that the Saudis have Saudi Arabians have bought it. I was hoping it would be NBC Universal. The Saudi Arabia just shut down my computer. No, they didn't shut down. Just the screen went down. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I was hoping that NBC Universal would buy it, or there was rumors that Disney would buy it. Even Tony Khan might buy it, but But my whole reaction and my thoughts about this whole thing, the WWE's dead. it's basically is dead right now. Stephanie's gone. Triple H might be going as well. Vince just doesn't care. He doesn't give two craps about the fans. And now, basically, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. This really hurts some of the wrestlers, and one of them being Sami Zayn because he's Saudi Arabian and he can't even go to his home country. Well, I mean, I think he's of Arab descent. I don't know if he's from Saudi Arabia. I think he's from another country in the Saudi Arabia area. So this kind of hurts Sami Zayn a little bit because he can't even go. He's a big star. He's on a big storyline right now. I don't know what's going to happen now that Vince might be back in creative control. Does that storyline end with no end game? I mean, what happens with that? I mean, does he end Roman Reigns' historic run as champion by making some schmuck like Mansoor the champion? I don't know, because now the Saudis are like, oh, let's make Mansoor the champion. God forbid. So get ready for camels and Ahmed and Mohammed on commentary. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not being racist or anything like that, but I think this is just a really bad idea by WWE to sell it to them. I mean, I guess the blood prince, the crown prince of Saudi Arabia has that blood money, and Vince is like salving money, because it's all about the money. But I mean, at least it's not Disney. I mean, at least it's not. I mean, WWE is not going to become G-rated, not PG, become G, and then we have like Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse coming out. Hi, kids. They bring back John Cena full time, and he comes out with Mickey Mouse. But then he hits the AA on Mickey Mouse. Some stupidity that would have been. But yeah, so it's kind of hurt. Like I said, it hurts Sami Zayn in a way because he can't go to Saudi Arabia. Also hurts the women's division because now they're gonna have to cover up. Most of them gonna have to cover up, especially like people like Toxic Attraction. So all the women's division is going to be like all covered up. They're going to have to wear T-shirts so they can't, because if you go to Saudi Arabia, you can't show skin and all that stupidity with that crap. And I could bet you nothing that not WrestleMania 40, probably WrestleMania 41 might be in Saudi Arabia. There's going to be a lot of shows probably in Saudi Arabia now. So, you could probably kiss Madison Square Garden shows goodbye, and the Barclays Center and the Nassau Mausoleum. But yeah, I for one don't like this sale of the WWE to the Saudi Arabians. I was hoping it would be NBC Universal. Could have been easy because WWE is on the USA Network. And it's on Peacock, which is run by NBC Universal. So this kind of puts Nick Khan as the new CEO. So, I mean, it remains to be seen what happens with the WWE in the next few months. But all I gotta say is WWE is. I think that they waved the white flag. They surrendered to the mighty Tony Khan. And now, Tony Khan's in the driver's seat now because he has the #1 company in America right now. And right now, WWE is kind of a distant, globally, it's a distant number 2 because New Japan, nobody can stop New Japan. Mr. Obari would destroy freaking WWE and the Saudi Arabians. It's just too easy for them. Because New Japan is always Ichiban. #1 forever. We all know that. But Tony Khan is probably salivating right now at this news that Vince McMahon sold his company to the Saudi Arabians. And we'll have to see what happens with that. I'll still watch WWE anyway because I'm a wrestling fan. But as far as supporting WWE, not happening at all. Not happening. I'm really upset that Vince once again kicked Steph. Basically was the reason behind Stephanie resigning again, because she resigned on, of all days, May 19th, which is Katie Vick's birthday. Then a couple months later, we heard this whole thing with Vince and the sexual encounters and all this stuff. So then he steps down, and Stephanie's like, Stephanie's like, oh, I'll take over. When he should have just gave it to Stephanie and Triple H anyway, and they had a good 8-month reign. Did some good things here and there. But now Vince is like, I'm coming back. I'm gonna sell my company. Yeah, so you sell your freaking company to a bunch of Arabians. That's great. That's just great. I mean, if you thought the 80s were wild when they had, like, Jake the Snake Roberts and Damien, and, like, they had, like, freaking animals and everything, like crocodiles and shit. All the craziness that of the 80s. Just wait till, we're only 11 days into 2023. I can only imagine what WWE is going to be in the next 6 to 8 months. With how the Saudi Arabians are going to want to run the company and everything, and Nick Khan wants to run the company into the ground. That's already in the ground, further in the ground. They keep going, they might go to hell, and they might see Australia. But I digress. But I don't like it one freaking bit. One freaking bit. That's all I gotta say about that. So it's gonna be an interesting SmackDown this Friday night. We'll see what happens with that. And now the Royal Rumble is basically in shambles, because now everything's over. It's basically, Vince McMahon coming back, the sale of WWE, Stephanie leaving, and maybe Triple H leaving as well. I think that overshadows the Royal Rumble. So, I don't know. I really don't know. But I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. But it's going to be like a lot of changes. Lots of changes. And like I said, Vince on creative, he's going to get rid of half those people that Triple H brought back. He's going to take control of the Infinity Gauntlets that Triple H had. So goodbye Hit Row, goodbye Killer Cross and Scarlett, and bye like Tegan Knox and everybody else. Just a shame. That's a shame. The new era went completely bye-bye. Vince, you should have stayed in the retirement home. Just stayed there and never came out. And that's it. Vince killed his own company. And not with the NWO. It was with the Saudi Arabians. So go figure that one out. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, so leave your comments down below about the sale of WWE to the Saudi Arabians. It's not official. It's not confirmed. It's basically confirmed, but WWE hasn't really mentioned anything yet in a press release or anything yet. So probably be by tomorrow. It'll be official per WWE. But Ringside News has it. Raj and Sandro Sapp, Alvarez, Meltzer, everybody's been basically confirmed it. So let me know your thoughts in the chat or in the comments after the video. All right. Minus that, let's get to New Year's Eve from NXT tonight. And like I said, this was not a great show. And I think it's because of earlier in the day with Stephanie McMahon that kind of overshadowed the show. And even when the show was going on, we were talking about the sale of WWE. And then right near the end of the show, we found out that Saudi Arabia bought the WWE, but wasn't really confirmed yet until like right after NXT. So we got that. All right. All right, there you go. Come back on. All right, so let's get into the show. Let's not waste any more time because, like I said, I got other things to do. All right, so we start off NXT, and it's from, like I said, from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And as always, our commentary team of that creepy man with the jacket, Vic Joseph, and another guy that's, I don't know what's going on with him on commentary. Booker T, sucker! I mean, some of the things he says on commentary is just wacky. Like, he'll start making sense, and then he'll go off on tangents, and like, what the hell are you talking about? And then when, like, a beautiful woman comes out, he goes, oh, shucky ducky, quack, quack. Oh, well, I miss Wade Barrett. I do. I even miss Morrow more than freaking... I miss Morrow and Nigel McGuinness more than I miss freaking, you know, like Wade Barrett or something like that. I miss Tom Phillips, to be honest with you. But, you know, like I said, with the sale of the Saudi Arabians, you can probably say goodbye to like guys like Kevin Patrick, and you have like Muhammad on commentary. You know, he'd be calling like a Roman Reigns match. Like he'd be like, holy championship, you know, stuff like that. I'm not making fun, but you know, if you think I am, you think I'm being racist to the Arabians, for fuck you, I'm not. Just being politically correct. Just saying. All right, so let's begin this show. All right, so we start off with Chase U. And he has the students there. Andre says everyone gets a fresh start in the new year. He tells the class that their lesson is to watch New Year's Evil. And runs through the card, including Dominic Dijak takes on my cousin Tony D'Angelo in our first match tonight, which we'll get to in a minute. The S-Boys run the gauntlet for a chance at the New Day's tag team titles. We have Indus Sher, Veer, and Sangha taking on the Creed brothers. And for the NXT Championship, Braun Breaker and I did it, Grayson Waller. We got that. So Duke Hudson says, my money is on Braun Breaker to retain because he hates Australians. And then a student named Marcus says, hey Duke, aren't you Australian though? So Duke's like, no, I'm American. Come on. So then they go at it a little bit, and then Case tells Marcus to get the fuck out of his classroom. I mean, really, come on. We all know Duke Hudson's Australian. It's like Kofi Kingston's not Jamaican. He wasn't Jamaican. Triple H exposed that. But anyway. And then Thea Hale says, Mr. Chase, I'm nervous about the Battle Royal. I don't think I'm gonna win. And obviously you're not gonna win, you dumb bitch. Anyway. Mr. Chase says that Thea, you have heart, and we all believe in you. You can do it. So she's like, really, Mr. Case? You think so? So like, yeah, we think so. And she's like, let's fucking go. And then everybody's like, oh, happy, and they're like, yeah, you. She's so delightful. She's so boring. I hate the AL. I hate her. She's like the cheerleader you don't want on the cheerleading team. I love cheerleaders, but if, you know, I hate Thea Hale as the cheerleader. And as we all know, the best cheerleader in wrestling is, as always, Francine. Big ups to Francine. The head cheerleader of ECW and of all of wrestling. And we move on from there. Alright, so we got that. So, we'll see what happens with the Thea Hale in the Battle Royal, and she's not going to win. And that's all I got to say about that. And that's it. Alright, so I gave that first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the Capitol Wrestling Center with our first official match of the evening. Dominic Dijak, or as I call him, the Big Boss Man 2.0, taking on, get in here, my cousin. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. My cousin, Tony D'Angelo. Hey, how you doing, cousin? Hey, how you doing, Paisan? You didn't have a great night, but, you know, he still gets me a chicken parmesan for $2. It was very tasty, by the way. So Tony D'Angelo and Dominic Dijak, first match, was a decent match, nothing great. They brawled to start. Dijak clotheslines Tony D over the top. Lorenzo Stacks was at ringside as well. Tony follows him out, starts being on the big man. Excuse me. Dijak fires back, shoves Tony against the steps. Ow. He goes for the big boot. Tony moved, and Dijak kicks the steps. And then Tony starts laying into him. And then the Don slips into the ring. Dijak pulls him out, slams him on the apron. Ouch. That hurts. We go back in the ring. Tony takes control. Dijak turns it around again. It's kind of a back and forth match in the beginning of the match. Tony slams Dijak into the corner, clotheslines him down for a near fall. Then a shot to the jaw. Then another one. Dijak shoves him back, grabs him, picks him up to hang him on the ropes before a 2 count. Then he knocks him out. Well, knocks him out. Sorry. Lays in a few more punches. Goes for the cover again. Tony kicks out. Then Dijak starts beating him up for a little bit, but Tony ducks a shot, comes off the ropes, clotheslines Dijak over the top to the outside. So they're down on the outside. Tony gets up first and starts beating up on Dijak, who then throws Tony into the guardrail, and stacks, but Tony comes right back, clotheslines Dijak as we go to picture-in-picture. We come back, Dijak has Tony in control with a 1905 chin lock, some type of hold. Tony fights free, runs over Dijak a few times, hits a beautiful belly-to-belly suplex, then a knee into the ropes and a spine buster for a near fall. Then he goes for the fisherman suplex, but Dijak blocks it, hits a back kick, and then he goes and swings, and misses, kind of like the New York Yankees. By the way, Carlos Correa, bye-bye. He's now on the Twins, 6 years, $200 million, because, with the whole thing with the Mets, I mean, I'm not happy about it, but I'm kind of glad that Correa's not on the Mets, because that would have been a humongous freaking problem medically. That's why the Mets didn't, they gave him 13 years, like $350 million, or 13 years, $350 million at the start, but then they were worried about his back issues, so there was a snag in that, and then they were restructuring his contract, and we didn't know if he was going to come to the Mets or go elsewhere. The Twins were really, adamant about re-signing him, and took like forever, and then today find out that the Twins, actually the Mets were about to, they signed him, but there was logistics involved that that the Players Association had to figure out, and then the Twins just swooped right in and said, "Hey, we're going to give you 6 years, $200 million." And Chris like, "Okay, I'll come back to the Twins." And the Mets were offering him 6 years, 6 years, 167 million, I think, something like that. So, Correa and Scott Boras said, we're going back to Minnesota. So, it's it's not really Uncle Stevie's fault. I think he played it safe. But, the Mets are probably going to keep Escobar and Beatty at third base. But I still think, Uncle Stevie and Billy Epler kind of has egg on his face a little bit. They're still looking for another big bat. Maybe another outfield, like a fourth or fifth outfielder, which could be Andrew McCutchen, Profar from San Diego. I don't know. We'll see what happens. They're also looking at more pitching, like Chafin and other players they could possibly get. So they'll probably get one more bat, or they're gonna probably stand pat, and then maybe during the trade deadline they can get somebody really big. They're not gonna get Ohtani. I highly doubt they get Ohtani. I think he's going to the Dodgers next season. So yeah. So in a playoff standpoint, yeah, it's a big hit for the Mets because they could have used him in the playoffs, big time. But from a medical standpoint, as a Met fan, I'm glad that he's not on the team, because it would have been a really big medical headache. But it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. I was happy when we did sign him, we did that video, but I was going to do a video today about the Twins re-signing him, but I decided not to do it. But I'll mention it anyway, so we move on from there. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that. By the way, almost a month from now is pitchers and catchers. I'm getting excited. baseball is almost around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty much by the end of next month, we're gonna have the start of spring training games and the start of the World Baseball Classic. So that's that. And then by the end of March, I think 27th is the actual start of opening day. So I can't wait for that. I'll be getting my statistic book pretty soon. I gotta order it at the end of this month, actually. Got that. All right, move on. All right, sorry, I went on a tangent there. Where was I? Okay. So Tony goes for the fisherman suplex, gets blocked, hits a back kick, and swings and misses. Dijak catches a boot, hits a kick, chokeslam gets a cover, but only a 2 count. Then we get to the end. Both men crawl to the opposite corners. Stacks gets in the ring, asks Tony to let me finish him off. And Tony shoves Stacks out of the way from getting a big kick in the face. But Tony takes the hit, no pun intended, hit, and Dijak covers him 1, 2, 3. So Dominic Dijak gets the win over my cousin Tony D'Angelo. Tony hasn't won a match in a while. That's not good. Not good. For a guy that should be North American champion, or at most, I would say at most, NXT champion. But I don't know why they're making him look like a goddamn jobber. And we get all that. So match was alright, not great. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Wes Lee, who was on commentary, stares down Dijak at the end of the match. Well, after the match, I should say. So, we're probably looking at Wes Lee versus Dominic Dijak at Vengeance Day on February the 4th for the North American title. And I'm probably thinking that Dijak will probably be your new North American champion. But we'll see. And that's that. Alright, after that, we go to the back with the lovely Mackenzie Mitchell. And she's with 2 other nice hot pieces of ash. That's the remnants of Toxic Attraction, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. So Mackenzie asks them about the Battle Royal. JC says there's no chance. It's pretty much a certainty that one of them is going to win. Well, we'll see at the end. They talk about Vengeance Day will be vengeance for Roxy. Gigi Dolan then says she's taking out her frustrations on all the women later on. Mackenzie then asks, what happens if it comes down to you two at the end? And then both of them say, we're both going to win. That was foreshadowing. But we'll see. All right, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars as well. And we move on. All right, was supposed to be match number 2. It was supposed to be the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, taking on Indus Sher of the people that came. That's Sangha and Veer. But Veer did not honor the match. As Sangha comes out alone and says Veer isn't here, so I'm going to honor the match. And he then out of nowhere, the modern day Maharaja comes out. Jinder My Balls shows up out of nowhere. The crowd went nuts. Shockingly, went nuts for Jinder My Balls. Former WWE champion, former United States champion, former 24/7 champion. God, I hate saying that. 24/7 champion. Anyway, so Jinder Mahal comes out and attacks the Creeds from behind. And then him and Sangha wipe the floor with the Creeds. Sangha chokeslams Brutus onto the ring steps. Ow! Well, back in the ring, Sangha throws Julius to Jinder, who takes him out. Then both Indians, both Jinder and Sangha pose together. Jinder then gets on the mic and says, Sangha and Veer fight for respect, but I don't. And the crowd was loving it. So I'm hoping that we might see a resurgence for the modern day Maharaja. God forbid he wins the NXT title. God forbid, that would be hilarious. But I digress. We'll see what happens with that. So, no match, just a big beatdown. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the locker room where we see the Yes Boys, Pretty Deadly. They're getting ready for their match. Nice fit, by the way. That nice red. They have their hair all in curl with the top of their head in rollers. It's crazy. They're getting ready for their gauntlet match. And then the New Day Day of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. They come in and say, hey, you guys are up next. And then Pretty Deadly freaks out like, oh, we gotta get to the ring. They take we gotta D-roll. And they take their rollers out. It was funny as hell. I really want to know where Pretty Deadly gets their clothes from. Probably at the same store that Seth Rollins gets his fit from. And that's probably the Men's Warehouse. And that's always our sponsor for basically every one of my videos. When you go to the Men's Warehouse, tell them Peter Gilmore sent you, and you're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it. There's a Men's Warehouse in New York City, I think. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna buy some new clothes pretty soon. I'm gonna have the time. Anyway, so we got that. So I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the back where we see Sangha and Jinder walking. And we see Elektra Lopez and some other girl talking. And then the lovely Valentina Velaz. She walks up to them. Jinder says, well, I'm out of here for now. So Valentina asks Sangha, is this who you really are? So Sangha says, it's about me and my brothers, meaning Jinder and Veer. And then he leaves, and then Elektra Lopez walks up to her and says, it's all about Sangha, and you need to make things all about you moving forward. That's very interesting. I'm kind of interested in that. What's going to happen with that? You know, Elektra's trying to kind of bring back her own brand with some type of faction, maybe. Maybe there's a connection between her and Jinder and, you know, Indus Sher, like she's going to be their manager or confidant or some type of thing. And then maybe she brings in, you know, Valentina Feroz and eventually Yulissa Leone, who's coming back from her knee injury. Well, we'll see what happens with that. We move on. All right, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. All right, then we get to the gauntlet match with the Yes Boys. So they come out looking great, as always. And they get on the mic and say they picked 3 of the toughest teams in NXT to run the gauntlet. And they're going to prove they're the best tag team in NXT, I guess of NXT. And the time for messing around is over. So they wait for the first team out of the gate. And it's the Rockers. The Rockers. And I was like, wait a minute. Shawn Michaels is retired. Marty Jannetty's kind of not in good health. I mean, we hit the theme, the old school Rockers theme. Like, okay, where's Jim Johnson when I need him? You know, that's who they should bring back. If WWE and the Saudis want to be actually good, how about you bring back new themes and bring back Jim Johnson, bring back the wrestling album, bring back actual good themes, not crappy CSI, CG, or whatever it is themes that we hear now. Garbage themes. And garbage theme songs for Raw and SmackDown and NXT. It is what it is. Alright, so the Rockers, who are basically these 2 jobbers dressed up as Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, they come out. And I was just having visions of, the barbershop when the Rockers broke up officially, and Marty Jannetty got thrown through the barbershop window by Shawn Michaels when he actually turned into the Heartbreak Kid. Jannetty tried to jump through the window to escape. Are you blind? That segment is probably like one of my favorite segments of all time. Because Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon's commentary on that segment was just gold. And God rest their mighty souls. And hopefully Marty Jannetty gets better. That's all I care about. But anyway, so Kip Wilson kicks one of the Rockers in the head. Then he gets tagged. I think Elton. No. Well, he kicks one of the Rockers in the head. Then Elton Prince comes in. Then Kip comes back in for a toss into a code breaker. And then Elton Prince tags in. Then he hits spilt milk. 1, 2, 3. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I was like, okay, that's not really, getting yourself over here, but I mean 30 seconds suck fest. I mean, what do you want me to say about this? So we get that. So they're ready for their second team, but wait, there's more. The New Day come out. It's like, this charade ain't gonna fly. They're like, we knew you were gonna do something like this, but we're not gonna let that slide very easily. And they say, if you really want to match for the titles, you need to beat 2 actual top tag teams. So they bring out Idris Enofe and Malik Blade, basically another set of jobbers, who come out. I don't know which one has the WWE logo on his chest. I think it was Malik Blade. Now he had to cover that up, because God forbid now that the Saudis own WWE, he's probably on his way to the unemployment line. But we'll see. Anyway, so this match wasn't really great, but it's also with a big brawl. Enofe and Malik Blade. I just got a notification. I had to stop for a second because I got a notification from the lovely Ash Costello on Instagram. Hi, Ash. Or as I call her, Wash. I hate this damn autocorrect. But I digress. Anyway, because I asked her if New Year's Day was coming to New York City anytime this year. She says, hopefully. I hope so too, because I really want to see her again. Because she has a nice ace. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, so Enofe and Malik run the ropes before taking the Yes Boys down, who escape to the outside. They dive over the top rope for some flippy-dippity-doos on the Yes Boys as we go to picture-in-picture. We come back pretty deadly, basically come back and they're in control because, as always, during the break, the heels come back. Malik Blade tries to crawl to a tag, but Elton stops him until he kicks free, gets the high tag to Idris Enofe. Kip tags in, but Idris Enofe's on fire. Hits a spine buster on Kip Wilson. Then on Elton Prince for good measure. Then we get a big knee by Idris to Kip Wilson for a near fall. Then he gets Wilson on his shoulder where Kip slides off, tags in Elton Prince. Enofe gets onto Elton's shoulder for a toss codebreaker like they did to the Rockers in the last match, if you want to call it a match, for a near fall. So Elton Prince is pissed off, but he lays in Enofe in the corner, puts him on the top rope. Elton with a shot to the head, climbs up. Idris then fights back. Malik Blade then manages to get the tag. How? I don't know. Well, when they're in the corner, I guess. And then they hit Elton Prince with a superplex. But Malik Blade with a frog splash. Not like Eddie Guerrero, they say. You can't do it like Eddie, I'm sorry. For a near fall. As Malik Blade gets pissed off. He goes to tag in Idris Enofe. And then Kip Wilson gets knocked off the top rope. And we get a neck breaker off Enofe's back for a near fall. Malik Blade then sends Kip Wilson out of the ring. And Enofe with a roll up, but Kip Wilson manages to push Prince on top. 1, 2, 3. Pretty that he get an official win. And really got one more tag team to beat. And to get a NXT tag team title shot at Vengeance Day. So they're all happy, and I gave that match 2.5 out of 5 stars. That match lasted under 8 minutes. So New Day are like, oh, we're impressed. And they say, well, your next opponent is going to be those beer-drinking douchebags, Briggs and Jensen. But they don't come out because they get attacked from behind by somebody we don't see him at first, but then we see him. It's Gallus. The trio of Gallus, former UK tag team champions. So we see them come back from their suspension. So they come out. It's Wolfgang and Mark Coffey of one of the Coffey brothers. So they come out. They send Pretty Deadly to the outside and they start brawling with them. And then Wolfgang takes out Elton Prince. Mark Coffey drops Kip Wilson onto the apron. Ow. They just beat the fuck out of the Yes Boys, and I was not happy with that. They throw Elton Prince in the ring, Mark with a half Nelson slam. Elton Prince tries to fight back, tags in Kip Wilson, but Mark Coffey takes them both out, tags in the big man Wolfgang, then he hit an elevated kick. 1, 2, 3. Gallus gets the win over the Yes Boys. And that's pretty much it. I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then after the match, they go up to the New Day, and we have a big old stare down. But I will not be surprised if we see a triple threat match at Vengeance Day for the NXT Tag Team belts. I hope that the Yes Boys win, but it looks like the Yes Boys are going to the main roster probably after Stand and Deliver, after WrestleMania. So they'll be on the main roster by April the 3rd, or by SmackDown, the SmackDown after WrestleMania. So we got that. Alright, you move on from there. And that's pretty much it. So it looks like Gallus is going to become your new NXT Tag Team Champions, because the New Day are probably going to go back up to the main roster after Vengeance Day. That's that. And we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the outside the medical room, where we have Julius Creed. He's walking with Ivy Nile, and he's really upset. He's pissed. He's like, I'm tired of getting jumped from behind all the time, so I'm going to take Jinder out by myself. That's going to be a match later on. Ivy then says that Brutus is down, and he's hurt, and we need to move on and regroup. Julius says, there is no moving on. I'm going to take care of this myself. So they go in different directions, and then Ivy goes into the medical room, preps for her match, which she's in the Battle Royal. And Julius looks to get a match with Jinder, which was then later announced. And we'll see that in a little bit. Alright, so I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Move on. Alright, then we get to a segment from early in the day at the diner, which we usually see Apollo Crews at, running in his stupid diary. But this time we see Carmelo Hayes in the diner. The Sunrise Diner. I don't even know if that's actually a real diner. And if it is, you don't get a lot of people, because I only saw one car there. But then they pull it back, we see a whole bunch of cars. So maybe it's just me. Anyway, so he's in the diner, basically trying to be like Apollo Crews with the coffee, whatever he's drinking. Probably gin and juice, I don't know. He says that Apollo thought he had sniped Vision when it comes to the title, with the NXT title, but he said he's the guy to win the title. Then we see a vision of Trick Williams talking about his visions. And then we see Trick wearing A-Kid's mask, Axiom's mask. That was kind of weird and funny at the same time. Carmelo gets freaked out and says that Apollo can write in his diary all he wants and look out the window, but the NXT title has his name on it and not Apollo's. So that feud is continuing on, and we'll see what happens with that when we get there. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then it's time for the countdown to the new year. So then we see a ball on the Tron, and it starts counting down to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! So the lights go out, and then we get a weird theme song, and then we see this woman appear. We don't see her at first because it's very dark, but it's a new theme, and then finally the lights go on, and we see it's Tiffany Stratton, Daddy's favorite girl, and mine, Bookie Hogan. So Bookie Hogan comes back, Tiffany Stratton, Daddy's favorite girl, with a new entrance and a neat theme song and a new look. She looks amazing. It looks like she got her tatas done. Oh, yeah. Daddy, can I get my boobs done? Oh, sure, my princess. Anything for you, my princess. Thank you, Daddy. Can I have your credit card? But she looks amazing. I don't care if she got her boobs done or not. Still amazing. So basically, it's like a paparazzi-esque look, and less Daddy's rich girl. So basically, she's like a Lady Gaga, if you want to think about that. Think about that. Get it? Lady Gaga had that hit song, Paparazzi. Paparazzi. Love Lady Gaga. If you don't like Lady Gaga, we got problems. But anyway, because so it feels like a Melina type entrance, not without the red carpet and the paparazzi, taking pictures and stuff like that. So kind of like a Melina type, well, you know what I mean, Eminem type entrance. But anyway, so she gets in the ring, gets on the mic, She asks the fans how badly they missed her. Oh, I missed you so much, dear Bookie Hogan. Bookie Hogan. Then she says she knows they totally probably missed her. Not even funny. We missed you a lot. She says every woman in the locker room is sweating like a disgusting pig because NXT's biggest superstar is back. Yeah, to take the NXT title off of Roxy. Probably a stand and deliver, but we'll see. Or at least by the middle of the year. We'll see. She doesn't blame them for being nervous because she's the best and she's seen everyone fail miserably at trying to replace her while she was gone. No one has her style, and 2023 can officially begin because the center of the universe is back. So then she says that she was improving nicely when she went out of action. So here's hoping that continues. So hopefully nothing bad happens to her. And like I said, I think she's gonna dethrone Roxy by either stand and deliver or by the summertime. But I'm so glad that Daddy's favorite, well, I can't even say Daddy's favorite girl no more, but Bookie Hogan is back. And we'll see what happens with that. So I give that 3.5 out of 5 stars. One of the good segments of the night. All right, then we get a vignette hype promo hyping up Grayson Waller and Braun Breaker for later in the night. We get that. All right, then we get to a segment with outside in the dreaded parking lot. We have the women's tag team champions, Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. They get interviewed by the random interviewer, the cameraman. Going into the building, they ask about their reign as tag team champions. Basically, I think they've been champions for like a few months now. 4 or 5 months, maybe? I don't recall. But anyway, Tiffany Stratton then just walks right by them, and the interviewer's like, "Hey, Tiffany, can I ask you some questions?" And really, we don't get anywhere because they cut right to Grayson Waller, another freaking Grayson Waller video. So we don't know what's going on with that. So I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to the NXT title match, which I was surprised it was not the main event. I was like, why is this not the main event? Then I was like, oh no, Braun's gonna retain. Damn it. But anyway, we get to Braun Breaker and he did it, Grayson Waller. This match it's sort of okay, but then the ending was so horrible. And I knew there was going to be a rematch coming your way because of the placement they put this match. Because I knew they were going to put the women, at the end because it was going to be like a short 10-minute match at least. I should have put it in the, reversed it. Well, it's just me. Anyway, so they go at it. They lock up. Braun shoves Waller back. They lock up again. Excuse me. Waller backs to the ropes, but ducks under and slaps Braun right in the face. And that makes Braun very upset. He chases after Grayson, who goes to the outside, slides in, goes for the elbow drop. But Braun's like, he stops short. Ducks a shot and floors Grayson, then picks him up for a delayed vertical suplex. Then a kip up, a standing moonsault, and he starts taunting Grayson before hitting a shot to the head. He charges in, but Waller gets his foot up. Here's a tilt-a-whirl DDT for a near fall. Pretty nice. And then they keep going at it. Waller has Braun in a body scissors choke. Braun then picks him up with ease, pulls him off. Waller with a back suplex for a near fall. Then he starts doing push-ups like he's Scott Steiner. Oh, that ain't gonna sit well with Scott Steiner. That's not going to sit well. Why is he doing that? Well, I don't know, Scott. I don't know. He's fat! No, he's not fat. He's not fat. Stop it. Well, his mom is! Okay. Anyway, so he decks Braun, who gets to his feet very slowly. Then he swing. Braun grabs him for a bell-to-belly, tosses him again. Then a hard whip in the corner. Waller comes out into a tilt-a-whirl slam. Then another whip in the corner gets reversed. Braun hits the corner very hard. Did I say very hard? Anyway, Waller slams into Braun and the middle rope breaks. Oh, remember that one for later. And then we go to picture-in-picture. And while that's going on, the great ring crew fixes the bottom rope. Well, the middle rope, I should say. Then we come back, both men in the ring. Waller has Braun in a single leg crab circa 1925. Braun makes Waller break the hold as he gets to the semi-broken ropes. Turns it into an armbar. Waller gets his foot on the rope. Then Waller decks Braun, who fires right back. They go back and forth. And then Braun's like, come on, give me more. And then Waller gets some elbow shots in. Braun with elbows. They go back and forth. Waller then ducks an elbow shot, hits a clothesline to the back of the head. Then he grabs Braun, puts him in the Steiner recliner. Oh, he was really telling Scott Steiner, like, hey, look at your nephew. Grayson, you're not going to get any freaks. I'm sorry. You might be 32 years old. Yeah, he's 32. And you were a big reality star, but you're not going to get any chicks doing that shit. You're not a freak machine like Scott Steiner is. But I digress. Anyway, Braun just stands right the hell up and like, oh, you ain't gonna mess with you're gonna mock my Uncle Scott. He chucks Waller out of the ring and starts to run him over. He catches Waller in a leap, power slams him down, goes up to the top rope, hits the big time Rick Steiner-like bulldog. Then he takes down the straps. He's ready for the spear, but Waller gets up and he escapes to the apron. Then snaps Braun's head against the ropes. He goes for the diving stunner to finish Braun off, but he kind of just like runs right into him like on a big knee. Goes for a near fall. And Grayson's getting a little bit pissed. He gets up, backs into the corner, going to the middle rope, and it breaks again. Waller falls on his head to the outside, and then the referee starts counting him out, and Waller cannot answer the 10 count, and that's how the match ends. I'm like, really? They have to do a freaking rope break finish like that? What is this, Finn Balor losing to freaking Roman when the rope broke when he was trying to go for the coup de grace? Come on. Stupidity. Why? I kind of knew that Braun was gonna retain. They're gonna have a rematch at Vengeance Day, and then Grayson's gonna win it. I hate that stupidity. I hate matches like that. Like, they think the guy is like red hot. He's going to the match with a lot of momentum and everything, and then next thing you know, they do a stupid fucking finish. They have a rematch at the next pay-per-view, and then the guy wins. I'm like, I hate that. But yeah, so Braun gets the win via count out. And I had to lower the match. I was going to give it 3 out of 5 stars, but I scaled it back to 2.5 out of 5 stars. I just did not like the ending at all. And I knew there was going to be a rematch. And then we find out after the match, officials check on Grayson to see if he's not dead. Then they have to fix the ring again. Dumb ending. Dumb. And then later we find out that Shawn Michaels tweeted out that he's going to render a decision about this situation. I'm like, yeah, rematch at Vengeance Day, some stupid stipulation coming out of it. And then I went on Twitter, and I'm talking to a bunch of people on Twitter, and I was like, I bet you nothing is a freaking cage match. I even said it on East's live stream. I said, yeah, it's going to be a cage. Obviously, so the ropes don't break. What's next? The cage is going to break. Bet you that happens. I bet you that happens. The cage breaks and Grayson wins somehow. You're going to do a Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia type finish. Recycled finishes. But at least Grayson will win the title, but not the way I want him to win it. Let him win it clean, not with some stupidity like a cage breaking or something like that. Just saying. Alright, let's move on. Alright, then we have Mackenzie Mitchell in the back with the NXT Women's Champion, the beautiful Roxanne Perez, whatever you want to call her. She asks her about the Battle Royal and who's going to win the Battle Royal, and Roxy says, hey, Cora Jade's going to win. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't want anybody but her to win. She's like, anybody but Cora, I'll be okay with the face at Vengeance Day. Says the opportunity is huge for the first event outside the Capitol Wrestling Center in 3 years. Goes to the pandemic, of course. They're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're going to be Flair country. Woo! So she names Indy Hartwell, Zoe Stark, and Alba Fire as potential winners. Then she says Gigi and Casey Jane are potential threats. Foreshadowing. She says 20 women, only one can win, and she can't wait to see who wins. So, see that? What happens? Alright, so I'll give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get a recap of the Drew Gulak, Hank Walker mentorship, which leads into another match with Charlie Dempsey, Mr. Regal. Boy, my son, Sunshine, Charlie Dempsey, Sunshine. I wonder what's going to happen to Regal. Speaking of Regal, what is going to happen to Mr. Regal? Now he has a position in WWE. Now that the Saudi Arabians own the company, if I was Mr. Regal, I would seriously go back to AEW. I think everybody that's in WWE are like DMing Tony Khan, like blowing up his Twitter, blowing up his phone, like, hey Tony, can you give me a job back, please? Can I get a job? I even tweeted Tony Khan saying, hey Tony, can you give me a job, please? Jokingly, I said that, but, you never know. And we move on. Alright, so like I said, so we get Charlie Dempsey versus Hank Walker coming up next in their second match. And the first match was insane the way that ended. Ooh. But before we get to that match, we have Apollo Crews in the locker room. He's watching Melo's promo from earlier in the show. And then A-Kid comes in, Axiom, thanks him for the save last week. Apollo says Melo and Trick run their mouths a lot, and I'm not gonna let that slide. And then Axiom says, I get it, you're frustrated, I'm pissed off too. And then Cruz says, Cruz wants a tag match with Melo and Trick, and Axiom's like, I'm in. So that's gonna happen next week on the program. Should be good when we get that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to Charlie Dempsey and Hank Walker, part 2. I think Drew Gulak was at ringside. It was an okay match. They lock up, Walker pushes Dempsey against the ropes, Dempsey turns around and decks Walker right in the face. Then he whip in the corner, he charges, Hank gets the boot up. Then he hits a big shoulder breaker, wow, circa 1930, for a cover of a 1 count. I like how some wrestlers bring some moves that we haven't seen in a while, like a shoulder breaker, a nerve hold. I like that. Good old school stuff. I'm an old school guy. Because old school is cool. Let me move on. Alright, Walker is back on the attack. Dempsey with a kick to the gut. He gets Walker in the ropes, snaps his throat on the ropes. Then they go in the ropes on the other side and tumble out. Hank Walker gets the advantage, nails Dempsey. Then he rolls Hank Walker in. Well, actually, wait. What? Walker gets the advantage, nails Dempsey, and then he rolls in. Walker trips. Oops. What, you Nia Jax tripping in the ring? Come on now. So he gets tripped by Dempsey coming into the ring, knocks him back to the outside. Walker gets back in, gets stomped by Mr. Regal's son. But Walker comes back with a big boot, tries for another one, but Dempsey catches it, hits a dragon screw leg whip. Ooh, that's nasty. Dempsey bends Walker in half backwards. Ooh, that's cringe. But Walker gets to the rope, shoves Dempsey off, but Dempsey takes over on Walker, knocks him down, slams Walker's head into the top rope, but Walker snaps Dempsey over, locks in a basic armbar. Dempsey struggles to get out of it, finally gets to the ropes, but Walker pulls him back, locks in it again. But Dempsey flips backward to break the hold, grabs Mr. Walker, bends him backwards in a modified STF, almost like basically a regal stretch. Walker struggles to the ropes, but Dempsey rolls him back, locks in it again, and Walker tapped out. I got some, well, so it is what it is. I can't talk, I'm sorry. But I see good things for Mr. Regal's son, but we'll see what happens with that. So, once again, Charlie Dempsey gets the win over Hank Walker via submission, and the match I gave 3 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. 4.5 minutes suckfest. but it is what it is. All right, then we go to the back where we see the surfer girl, Sol Ruka, stretching for her match. Alba Fire comes into the scene. Kaylee Ray. He says that she owes Sol a rematch, or a match that they were supposed to have, and then Isla Dawn came out and attacked her and smashed her hand. Blah blah blah. So Sol Ruka says that's good whenever you want, but Alba asks if you really want it or not. So Sol says she'll take her up on the offer, and Alba says, "Well, I'll see you in the battle royal, and I'll see you next week." So the match is now made official for next week. So I guess it'll be a good match, but we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get a vignette for former NXT UK champion Tyler Bate. We haven't seen him in a while because I think he got injured during when he got injured a couple months ago during Collision Course, or whatever that stupid pay-per-view was. NXT versus NXT UK. I think it was called Collision Course. Or Worlds Collide, not Collision Course. I'm thinking of AAA. Anyway, so Tyler Bate's going to return next week. Okay. That's good. Let's see what happens with that. Then we move on. All right. Then Vic Joseph and Booker T say that the NXT Anonymous Twitter account has struck again, and we see Aura Menza getting a note and a recorded video in the locker room. Okay. I don't even know who this NXT Anonymous guy is. People thinking it's Reggie in a different gimmick. I guess a new gimmick, or I don't know, like an extended version of his Scripps gimmick. I don't know. Or maybe it's just like the old school GTV. I don't know. Whatever it is, better be a good endpoint. That's all I care about. Let me move on. All right, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we get to Julius Creed and Jinder My Balls. It was an okay match, nothing great. Jinder charges at Julius to start. Referee's like, hey, hold up. Take it easy. Ref has to back him off. Jinder with a kick. Julius blocks it, puts Jinder in the corner, so it's pounding on him. Not like that. Jinder sends him into the ropes, gets leveled with a spine buster. Then Jinder gets sent into the ring post, shoulder first, out. And then the opposite ring post before he gets clotheslined over the top, so Julius is in control as we go to picture-in-picture. We come back, Jinder shoves Julius off the top rope. Julius leaps right back up for a superplex for a near fall. He charges and splashes Jinder in the corner. Jinder gets sent into the ropes, but he catches Julius, picks him up to drop him onto the ropes chest first for a near fall. As we see, Julius is bleeding from the mouth, because then we saw the referee put the gloves on. So we see a little bit of blood, motherfuckers. Because I think Julius still has that rib injury, so maybe some internal bleeding's happening. I don't know. Jinder boot chokes him against the ropes for a 4 count because he's got 5. Then we get repeated leaping knee drops to Julius. Then Jinder grabs Julius and hits him with a shot upside the head. Julius comes right back and fires off on Jinder. Jinder counts an Irish rib. Julius with a shot, but he comes off the ropes, gets knocked down for a near fall. And then Jinder comes back, locks in an overhead elbow lock. Interesting, like a key lock almost. Julius gets to his feet, gets a knee to the gut. Then gets put in the corner. Jinder comes in. Julius catches him with an exploder suplex. Then he hits a forearm, then another suplex, and cover for a near fall. Julius goes for a fireman's carry. Jinder blocks it, lays in the elbow shots. But Julius comes back, picks Jinder up, plants him with a cartwheel. When that move he hits and he cartwheels down. Then he goes up top, and then we see Sangha appear on the apron for a distraction. Julius goes up top anyway. He's still on the top. Jinder ducks the shooting star press. Then he hits a crescent kick, and he goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Jinder My Balls gets his first NXT win in under 10 minutes. And I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. And well, we'll see what happens with Jinder Mahal in NXT. I hope he has a resurgence. I mean, because he wasn't really doing anything on the main roster. But I don't know how long he's going to stay there. But, you know, he could be the next Mandy Rose and, you know, win the NXT title or the North American title and hold it for like a year. Wouldn't that be something? The Monday Day Maharaja. I'm surprised he didn't hit the Colossus. But, alright. Maybe next match. We move on. Alright, then we go to the trainer's room. I think it was the trainer's room or somewhere in the back. We have Briggs and Jensen backstage with Kiana James and Fallon Henley. Well, Fallon's with Julius and Kiana's with Jensen, I'm sorry. Kiana's with, you know, the Virgin, Mr. Jensen, you know, grabbing and like massaging his arm. He's like getting a hard on. They talk about Gallus, and then Fallon's like looking at Kiana James, you know, massaging Jensen. She's like, I don't want to even look at this. I'm going to get ready for my battle royal. Blah blah blah. Briggs is all pissed off about that. And then Kiana's like, honey, I have to go too. I gotta get ready for my match. And then actually Jensen's like, oh yeah, you should go too. And then Kiana's like, I'll see you later. Yeah, I bet. That boy ain't gonna be a virgin for much longer. And that's all I gotta say about that. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, I missed this segment. I had to rewatch it. We get a vignette for a new superstar called Stevie Turner. Stevie Wonder? No. Stevie Nicks? Stevie Nicks over there. The beautiful legend that she is. Stevie Nicks, my guardian angel, by the way. So anyways, this person named Stevie Turner, who is streaming and doing a watch back of her highlights. I don't know, who is this person? Anyway, she says she's a resident data collector and has been carried as a digital wave across the ocean. So I think she's from NXT UK, obviously. So I don't know what this gimmick is and who Stevie Turner is. I didn't watch a lot of NXT UK. So if anybody knows who Stevie Turner is, let me know. Or I'll just look it up later or tomorrow. But we'll see what happens with her as we move on. Alright, so I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, like I mentioned, next week we got Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes taking on Axiom and Paula Cruz in tag team action. Also, we're going to have Sol Ruka and Alba Fire one-on-one. And also another tag team match. We got Briggs and Jensen taking on Gallus. So that's all next week on NXT. And move on. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening. Number 1 contenders match, Battle Royal. To see who faces Roxy at Vengeance Day. Alright, so Corey Jade comes out first. And as the women all fighting right before she comes out. Or as she comes out. Tatum Paxley gets tossed by Kiana James. Fallon Henley almost gets eliminated before Kiana saves her. I think there's a union coming there. I don't know what's going on with that. And then we see Indy Hartwell and Lash Legend fighting in the center of the ring because Lash Legend get shit done. She's a jobber, but she gets shit done. Anyway, Amari Miller, I even noticed her in the match, hits a big slap in the face before Lash Legend's like, bitch, get out of here. And then Sol Ruka sent over the top rope. Over the top, and Toxic Kraken pushed her to the floor, but she avoids being eliminated by doing a Kofi Kingston-like Royal Rumble. I don't know what year that was when he did the handstand and then got back in the ring. I think it was, what year was that? A few years ago, I think. She gets back in the ring, so she's not eliminated, officially. Valentina Feroz then gets tossed by Thea Hale. Lash picks up, I don't know who it was, for a powerbomb, and he knocks her over the top, and then kicks her to the floor, so Lash Legend is gone. Damn. Oh well. Zoe Stark gets an elimination on Danny Palmer. Maybe that was the person we didn't know who it was. Danny Palmer, I think she's from NXT Level Up. Don't know who the hell this person is. but is almost gets eliminated. Corey then runs back in, tries to eliminate Lyra Valkyria, that lovely lassie. But they duck. She goes over the top again as we go to picture-in-picture. She got eliminated twice in the same goddamn match. So we come back from break. Elektra Lopez sadly eliminates Thea Hale during the break. Indy Hartwell is pushed out by JC Jane as he tried to eliminate Gigi. Zoe then gets Wendy choo-choo on the apron. Nikita Lyons gets Elektra on the apron as well, and she manages to kick Elektra Lopez off the top rope. Wendy Choo-choo then gets knocked off, but lands on her pillow. And then Elektra Lopez like, bitch, you get out of here, you're eliminated. Get her out. I really wish Karen Q, who plays Wendy Chu, who played, what's her name, from Tianxia, forgot her name, the creepy woman with Xia Li and, the other, what was the other guy's name, can't think of his name, we haven't seen that guy in a while. What happened to that guy? I think he got released or something happened to that guy. But yeah, I wish Karen Q went just get rid of this stupid, weird, sleepy gimmick and went back to just being Karen Q, or just went back to being, May, that's her name, Mei Ying, just, with a face paint and just creepy entrance. But because this gimmick of hers is just pathetic. And we'll move on. All right, so Elektra Lopez eliminates Wendy Choo-choo. Nikita Lyons tries to kick Zoe over the top, but Zoe ducks, sends Nikita Lyons out. Now that feud's going to continue. Sol Luca then tosses Zoe over the top rope. And then she hits a dropkick to JC Jane, a clothesline to Gigi. She goes for a handspring splash to Alba Fire, but gets kicked in the face, and then Alba throws her over the top rope. Well, that's going to come into play next week in their match. So that we're down to the final four of Alba Fire, Gigi Dolan, and JC Jane of Toxic Attraction, and Lyra Valkyria. So they brawl. Alba gets tossed but holds on, gets back in the ring. Lyra then lays into JC and hits a step-up insecurity to Gigi. She catches Alba Fire, and then they go to the apron. Alba tries to pull her off with a suplex, but Lyra holds on, and then Toxic Attraction move in, but then get decked. Lyra then Lyra gets eliminated, I think by she got eliminated by Corey Jade, who comes back somehow, goes to attack. Lyra leaps, but Toxic Attraction then officially eliminate her. Lyra brawls with Corey on the outside, so that's going to become a match probably next week or sometime down the line. Alright, then Gigi and JC celebrate in the ring, but you forgot you're the last two women in the ring there, ladies. JC then kind of gives an evil look at Gigi. Gigi looks back like, oh shit, we gotta fight. One of us is gonna win. Like, remember that promo? It's like, oh, one of us is gonna win. So Gigi tries talking some sense, like, don't eliminate me! How about you just eliminate yourself? So Gigi's like, okay, I'm gonna go eliminate myself, and then she turns her back, knocks Gigi in the back. Sends her over onto the apron. Gigi starts fighting back, puts JC on the apron with the ring post between them. So something weird's gonna happen. JC kicks Gigi in the head, climbs up, they struggle for position, then they trade shots, and Gigi's like knocking her right in the face. JC's coming right back. Then JC grabs her, and they both knock each other to the floor. And referee's like, oh, she won. No, she won. And then we go to instant replay. This ain't the NFL. Stop it. We don't have to challenge. Chokeys challenge for freaking red flags. They go to some schmuck holding a freaking box. Like, oh, we're gonna look at this. So referees converge on the instant replay, and they say that both women eliminated themselves, so they both win the match. So Toxic Attraction get the win, and now they are both number one contenders to Roxy's title. So Roxy comes out, and we find out that at Vengeance Day, we're going to get a triple threat match for the NXT Women's Championship. So it's basically a 2-on-1 handicap match, not a triple threat. It's 2-on-1. So we have JC Jane and Gigi Dolan taking on Roxy for the NXT Women's Championship. I think Roxy is going to retain, obviously because it's her first defense of the belt. They're not going to let her lose the belt. They'll probably stand and deliver, or maybe after that, to most likely Tiffany Stratton. I called that from the beginning when they were doing this whole countdown to the new year, which we all knew was going to be Tiffany Stratton. People were saying it was going to be Chelsea Green. Nope. You were wrong. But Chelsea has signed with the company, but just looking for something to do from a creative standpoint. And her husband, Matt Cardona, is supposedly coming back as well. But who fucking cares about Matt fucking Cardona? Just saying. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, we're going to move on from that. Alright, so that ends NXT. I gave the Battle Royal 3.25 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens at Vengeance Day for the NXT Women's Championship with those 3 lovely ladies. So that's the end of that. Then right near the end of the show, we go to Shawn the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He's backstage with Braun Breaker and Grayson Waller, and he renders his decision. He says, "I want a decisive winner between you two." And Grayson's like really pissed. He's like, "I had him beat until the stupid the middle rope broke." Then they start arguing with each other, and then Shawn tells him to shut up. Then he says, at Vengeance Day, they're going to have a rematch, but not just in any ordinary match. It's going to be contested in a solid steel cage, brother. So, I was right all along. I said, yup, it's going to happen in a cage. See, I knew, it's like, as soon as I saw it coming. As soon as that result happened, I'm like, yeah, cage match, bet you nothing. Because they don't want the bottom rope to break again. So I'm like, oh, let's put them in a cage and have the cage break. And I bet you nothing it happens. If it doesn't happen, then I'll eat crow, okay? But if it happens, then you must acknowledge me. Like you always do anyway. And, that's that. So, we'll see what happens with that. And that's it for NXT New Year's Evil. And it wasn't evil type of show tonight. It kind of was really drowned out by the news of Stephanie McMahon stepping down and then the WWE being sold to the Arabs. And that's pretty much it. So I gave NXT my final rating of 5.5 out of 10 stars. That's all I can say about that. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section of the video. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. And hope you have a great rest of your late Tuesday night. And I hope you have a great Wednesday as we are in the middle of the week. The second week of January 2023. We're almost hitting the midpoint of January. We're going to hit that on Sunday. And then Monday is Martin Luther King Day. So most of you will have a 3-day weekend. I will too. And I'm going to move on with that. I got a pretty busy weekend this weekend, but it is what it is. Also, I mentioned in the Wrestling Inc. podcast, and I mentioned on the East, so that Brandon Cutler is going to be in New York City at a convention that I'm hoping to go to, and Brandon might have that camera, so there's a slight chance I could be on BTE. Slight chance. I'm saying I'm going to be. It's a slight chance. So that's going to be fun. I'm also going to meet one of the members of the Prophecy, Father James Mitchell, at that convention, along with Max the Impaler. The Kingdom was going to be there. Matt Taven. I'm Matt Taven. Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis. I almost forgot her freaking name. They're gonna be there, and the beautiful Gail Kim is gonna be there. Oh, I mean, she's been at other meet and greets that you know, I wanted to go to along with Brooke Adams, but I already met Brooke Adams a couple times. She's a very nice lady. Nice-ish, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna meet Gail Kim for the first time. That's gonna be a very interesting meet and greet, but I don't know how much her picture is gonna cost, because you know how some people their meet and greets like $50 to $100 just for a fucking picture. I'm like, come on. Or if you get the combo with the autograph, then that's something like $50 to $100. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to a meet and greet to meet Mr. Anderson this weekend, but I'm only gonna get his picture, which is not that much, but it is what it is. So that's gonna be fun. I can't wait for that. Mr. Anderson. So that's gonna be fun. Can't wait for that. And we move on from that. That's it. So I'm gonna have a good weekend coming up, and hopefully you do too. And if not, well, I'm sorry for that. And that's it. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Check out my Stephanie McMahon video in the comment section. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button as well, and hit that bell as well to get notified. And if you're not getting notified, then blame Susan. That's all I got to say about that. Then you just have to search my name and hopefully you get my channels, and then you can go to my video section or my live section and get the latest video so you don't miss out. And that's it. All right, everybody, I'm getting out of here. Thanks for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard, like Maria Brink and Ash Costello. But with their tatas out. But for you guys out there with your Cokes out, and if you're not down with that, it's just simple 3 words. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow night with my AEW Dynamite review from the Kia Forum in LA. It's going to be an amazing show. Will Sasha Banks be there? We'll see. We shall see. It's going to be very interesting tomorrow night at the Kia Forum. We also got the Elite versus the Elite versus Death Triangle and match number 7 of the Best of 7 series. Stairway to Hell for the Trios belts. We got Bryan Danielson against Kosuke Takeshita. That should be an amazing match. And much more on Dynamite tomorrow night on TBS at 8 o'clock. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. Until next time, go fuck yourselves. And peace. Bye.